Do you want an accurate natal chart reading to know the true position of the sun, the moon, and each planet at the moment that you were being born? We at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge will create a precise natal chart for you and your loved ones, coupled with snapshot pictures of each planet, the sun, the moon, plus the constellations related to them. In addition to this, we will be giving you a detailed report of the alignment of planets to the constellations and its full meaning, not from an astrological perspective, but from an ancient astronomical perspective. You will have this report for the rest of your life and can share it with your friends and your family. To order your accurate natal chart today, visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed.
While churches rose to the sky in Europe, in 12th century Africa, they were being carved out of the ground. These Christian pilgrims in Ethiopia are on their way to worship at one of them. In these highlands, in the 12th century, Lalibela, a new king from a new dynasty, built a new holy capital. Today, Lalibela's legacy lives on in the physical splendor of the churches and the traditions of their guardian priests.
My blessed people and congregation, churches with no mud, no wood, and no cement. You cannot find anything like this in the rest of the world. You are all blessed because you are here. This place was built by God.
Every year on St. George's Day, pilgrims gather to celebrate a faith that has endured here for 16 centuries. These Christians claimed that God brought the Ark of the Covenant and the tablets of the Ten Commandments to their land. On holy days today, priests carry on their heads replicas of the tablets, wrapped in gilded cloth. The people of Ethiopia have been carving churches out of mountains for more than 1,000 years. But the 11 churches of Lalibela symbolize their achievement to the outside world. Become a legend, his story told by monks even today.
There was a city called Roha, where lived a man who belonged to one of the most noble of families, one of the richest in gold, silver, garments, precious stones, servants and maids. He had a child who became the mysteriously named Lalibela.
In the legend, the king's greatness was recognized at birth. A swarm of bees descended on his cot as if around honey.
His mother named him Lalibela, which means the bee has recognized him as king. But these were not bodily bees, but angels who took bee form in order to announce his reign.
God sent one of his angels to bring Lalibela to heaven, to show him the most holy of churches. Lalibela, the story goes, ordered tools to be made to carve temples like those he'd seen in heaven. His craftsmen turned the wild mountainside into a new Jerusalem.
And we definitely give thanks to the life-giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie first. And give thanks to the new Jerusalem. Give thanks to Garvey Mascal, the servant of the Ankh, the Mascal, the cross. And of course, we're talking about Lalibela. Hey, give thanks once again. Negus and Agas is to be exalted. The power and might of the Holy Trinity is to be praised. Emperor Haile Selassie I, as we, stepping close to the coronation moment, celebration. What are we talking about now? 93rd anniversary of the coronation of the King of Kings. Beautiful vibes. Of course, Honorable Priest Isaac here with you, your humble servant, the humble host for this evening's edition of the Tiger's Nest, of course, coming to you through Stealth Media. And of course, Stealth Media talking about Radio Anu, revolutionary radio. You better believe that. And at the same time, Radio Anu TV, telling you a truth through a vision. And of course, at the moment, we are broadcasting through a boat. But of course, remember the full length, the full length of this program, you definitely got to tap into Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. So those of you who are definitely scoping us on Radio Anu TV, you could definitely press the link in the description below. So just go below the video in the description, you'll see the link, Radio Anu, you press it, and that will lead you straight to, guess where? Radio Anu, the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge website, which is priestisaacinstitute.com. Where we're going to go this evening in the Tiger's Nest, we're going to Timbuktu. Yeah, yes, the fabled land of Timbuktu. And we're going to be hosted by one Augustus Casey of the famed Lost Kingdom of Africa videos. Yes, he will be our lecturer, our professor for this evening, and he will be giving a presentation as it relates to the whole aspect of Timbuktu. In fact, the full presentation is going into other aspects of Africa, but we want to highlight on Timbuktu this evening. Also, let me just remind the family, of course, we are talking about the upcoming 5th of November, Patriots Day. That is the day we will be launching the Save Greencastle Hill project. Save Greencastle Hill project. That's just one of the many things we will be launching on that day. But for sure, Save Greencastle Hill project, Rescue Mount Anu, and we're definitely asking the family to join the frequency to stop the destruction. So you may be saying, what is this all about? Well, some of you already know. But we are going into a a whole campaign that's going to last a year. I'm going to tell you all about it on Sunday, the 5th of November. You just make sure that you're in tune to Radio Anu, the radio station, and I'm telling you straight, you have to be locked into Radio Anu, the radio station, to get the full 100% presentation Patrons Day. But we will also be broadcasting, rebroadcasting, and premiering on Radio Anu TV. So you will get somewhat of a high percentage of the program through Radio Anu TV, but Radio Anu International, the radio station itself, throughout the day, we're going to have some wonderful speakers, some presenters. I will be, as I said, I will be launching on that day. I will be launching the Save the Green Castle Hill project. So you want to be a part of that. We intend to have the local media be a part of that as well. At the same time, we will also be launching the Preserve the Generations to Come campaign. This is a serious thing. The Preserve the Generations to Come campaign, and that is also associated with the essay competition. And remember, the Webathon, we have a Webathon every year, and the Webathon is geared at raising the funds for the budget of the essay competition, the African History Month essay competition, which is to come. This year, the budget is $57,000, something thereabout, for the national essay competition and the international essay competition. $57,000, a very small price, family, for the results that we will be getting if we ourselves as a people can rise to that occasion and make sure we do our part to edify and re-edify our young ones. But anyway, as the time gets closer, you'll get more information. As I said, it's Sunday, the 5th of November. Make sure you're locked into Radio Anu. Make sure you're locked into Radio Anu TV. All right. Now, as I said, we are going into some history on Timbuktu this evening. But before that, of course, you know, the war, you know, that is taking place in is not real against the Israelis. And is really? You sure? Really? Yeah, the Israelis and fighting and massacring the Palestinians. You know, that is what's taking place. We did a few programs previous strong as it relates to the great big dada, Idi Amin dada, and his whole strategic outlook on how he would, you know, attack Israel and all of that. But I thought that it would be nice this evening to prep our deeper discussion with the press conference. There's a famous press conference that took place 1975, and in the United Nations in America, in New York. And of course, Idi Amin dada was questioned really as it relates to his paratroop training in Israel, and him apparently saying that Israel needs to be basically, I think they put it like this, wiped off of the map. But whatever the case is, I want us to take in a bit of this. This is very, very interesting. You will hear exactly what Idi Amin dada thinks of Israel's attack on Palestine and what he personally would really like to see. Conclusion. It may be surprising to you. All right, United Nations, 1975.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to introduce to you His Excellency Field Marshal Al-Haji Idi Amin dada, President of the Republic of Uganda and current Chairman of the Organization of African Unity. I call on the President of ANCA to ask the first question.
Mr. President, before I, as President of the Correspondents Association, ask you the first question, I would like to propose that this press conference will not run for more than 30 minutes. Yesterday, when you spoke in the General Assembly, you were dressed in a uniform which carried several decorations. Among them, we have been told, was the Israeli paratrooper wings. In your speech, you asked not just for the expulsion of Israel from the United Nations, you asked for the extinction of Israel as a state. Could you please, for me, possibly, Mr. President, square the seeming contradiction in these two things?
I will be brief in answering you this question which you have requested me. I think I have already explained reason why the two questions you have put to me. I cannot go back, but with regard to the paratrooper wing, I was trained in Israel in 1964, where I got my paratrooper wing. But with regard to the other two questions, I have already explained this yesterday, and I'm sure my speech, it has already explained everything, because you know that we have the law, and this is the United Nations. When the resolution is passed that you should withdraw from Arabi-occupied territory, I think the resolution, I remember, is 242, but they refused completely. And what the power has the United Nations? Are we trusting United Nations organization or not? And therefore, what discipline, if any country cannot even obey the order of the United Nations organization, what punishment can be given by the United Nations? The only thing to do with that particular country is to expel that country from United Nations. And even according to the history, there is no such a state of Israel.
All right, let me just one moment there, Honorable Great Grandfather. So you could hear now what the great Idi Amin Dada is saying here. I don't want us to lose track. He's clearly showing us the reality that goes over or goes under us. I was going to say go over our head, or maybe it goes over our heads. That, listen, the United Nations, where they all are there, would have already passed certain resolutions. We mentioned this in a previous program too, as it related to the Black September. And there are certain boundaries that we are to understand, which the Israelis would have passed the boundaries. They're trespassing, really. In fact, the United Nations is supposed to be really implementing some penalties or punishment on the miscreant, which is not real at this moment here, the Israeli people. But nothing is happening. This is basically what great Dada Idi Amin is saying. So what? And we supposed to depend on the justice of the United Nations, but I'm not seeing anything like that happening. In fact, the state that is committing all of these war crimes should be expelled. Isn't it so? So listen to the words of our Father, and you can see what I'm saying.
Number is 242, but they refused completely.
You got even the number of the decision.
The nation, when the resolution is passed that you should withdraw from Arabi-occupied territory, I think the resolution, I remember, is 242, but they refused completely. And what the power has the United Nations? Are we trusting United Nations organization or not? And therefore, what discipline, if any country cannot even obey the order of the United Nations organization, what punishment can be given by the United Nations? The only thing to do with that particular country is to expel that country from United Nations. And even according to the history, there is no such a state of Israel existed until 1947. There is no state of Israel. We don't want war in Middle East. We don't want even Israelis, Jews, to be killed in the Middle East. We want peace.
No, this is very important. Maybe not for you, but you see a lot of people have fallen prey to the propaganda, as if Idi Amin is this warmonger that wants to kill Israelis and whoever else is not Ugandans, I guess, and just war. But no, we're seeking for peace.
By the United Nations. The only thing to do with that particular country is to expel that country from United Nations. And even according to the history, there is no such a state of Israel exist until 1947. There is no state of Israel. We don't want war in Middle East. We don't want even Israelis, Jews, to be killed in the Middle East. We want peace. We want peace in Jerusalem, as I said yesterday, because the Christian, the Jews, the Muslim can live together in harmony. We don't want to see Israel dying, even during the October War. I was the first, I think, leader went to front line to Syria, and I saw myself, and I met, even talk with the prisoner of war. Some of them, phantom pilot, were captured, some in hospital.
Now listen to this. October, and it's the same October the fighting is happening. And he said he went to Syria, and he spoke to some of the prisoners of war, phantom pilots, etc., prisoners of war that were caught by the Syrian Israelis, prisoners of war. And you're going to hear what Idi Amin says about the Israeli pilots and soldiers that were fighting the Arabs at the time that he got a chance to speak to. Listen to this.
And I saw myself, and I met, even talk with the prisoner of war. Some of them, phantom pilot, were captured, some in hospital. And I talked to them, and even they told me they were forced to go. They were chained in the phantom to go and bomb Syria and Sinai in Arab country. They did not want it to go. And
they were forced to go. They were trained to bomb Syria and the Sinai and phantom jet planes. They were forced. They didn't want to go.
Prisoner of war, some of them, phantom pilot, were captured, some in hospital. And I talked to them, and even they told me they were forced to go. They were chained in the phantom to go and bomb Syria and Sinai in Arab country. They did not want it to go. And even the chain which they were chained on in the airplane, I saw it with even locked, and therefore they had no even morale of fighting. And I'm sure that that is why the Israelis were defeated, because most of the pilots did not want to fight. And then how can we stop this fighting, killing in the Middle East? We don't want this to happen again. And I think it is the responsibility of the Israeli government to change their mind, to stop fighting, and to obey the United Nations resolution to withdraw from occupied territory. And you cannot keep the Palestinians, who are the owner of the lands, to be in the tent for more than 30 years. They have been already 26 years with the children. On top of this, they have been bombed every day. They have been murdered, slaughtered by bombs, by phantom, and while they don't have airplane. They are poor. They don't have a tractor to make them to grow more food for their family. They have been assisted by the refugees. And we don't want this state. Today, in most modern world, we wanted to see that instead of buying phantom jets, and even the reason why today I could read the paper yesterday that this New York City, I think the governor went to the president of the United States because there is a bankrupt in the New York, and because the money of the innocent United States of American people, it is being taken to arm the Israeli in order to murder the Arabs. And we don't want this. We want a development. We want to grow more food. We don't.
You get what the great daddy is saying. The money of the innocent United States people are used to give the Israelis to go and murder the Arabs. Reality. And anyone could hear for themselves the innocence in the man, as he's clearly showing you, man, it's peace we want, you know. In fact, in this very same press conference, we ain't gonna run the full press conference here. He clearly says, listen, man, it's the Zionist propaganda machinery that be telling you all of these lies about the African leaders. No African leaders is gonna come and eat no one, you liars. Yeah, clearly showed them that, you know. So as you could see, he's seeking for peace. We want the war to stop. He actually says we want people to live together. The Jews, the Christians, the Muslims live together. He wants a peaceful Jerusalem. He clearly showed you that there wasn't no state and no Israel before 1947, you know. But still, we want people to live together. You understand? And in the same way, remember when we were doing the program, when our brother there, Cornel West, told the other fella to stop smoking the crack pipe. Remember on that program, that fella there, what's his name, Hannity, was trying to play some sort of Sesame Street propaganda video, supposedly Hamas teaching their children how to hate the Israelis, and all of that kind of stuff. But we know for sure, as the brother says, the Zionists who run the propaganda machinery. That is why, again, they're the ones that train their soldiers and train their pilots to literally, you know, hate their target before even hitting it. And if that doesn't work, if the training doesn't work, they chain you. As you heard the great Idi Amin Dana said, they even chain their pilots. He's seen the locks himself, where they chain down the pilots to the seat to go and attack the Syrians and the Palestinians. And, you know, I'm telling you, I am telling you. Yes, family, give thanks to the life giver and the keep up life. So as I said this evening, you know, give thanks for that beautiful introduction. We are going to be going into some serious history right about now, you know. And of course, those who are watching on Radio and TV, we are going to invite you to make sure that you join us over on Radio Anno International. Of course, that is on the website, priestisaacinstitute.com. For those of you who are not subscribers to the Tiger's Nest radio program, that's a simple thing to do. Just email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, or again, just join us on the website and all the information will be right in front of you. And someone may be saying, so why would I want to subscribe to the Tiger's Nest? It comes on every evening. I can hear it. I understand. But listen, just in case you miss a program or two, or sometimes the time is just not there, you'll never miss another episode of the Tiger's Nest radio program again, once you subscribe to the Tiger's Nest radio program. And even if you don't miss the Tiger's Nest radio program, it's all right. You should still be a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest radio program, because it definitely takes you to another level. So again, all of those who are watching for sure on Radio Anno TV, I am inviting you to definitely join us on Radio Anno International. Just press the link that is below the video that you are watching. And those of us here on Radio Anno, as we continue to flow. Do you want an accurate natal chart reading to know the true position of the sun, the moon, and each planet at the moment that you were being born? We at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge will create a precise natal chart for you and your loved ones, coupled with snapshot pictures of each planet, the sun, the moon, plus the constellations related to them. In addition to this, we will be giving you a detailed report of the alignment of planets to the constellations and its full meaning, not from an astrological perspective, but from an ancient astronomical perspective. You will have this report for the rest of your life and can share it with your friends and your family. To order your accurate natal chart today, visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. Blessed.